go to editor mode, because then I can see what's going on. YouTube Studio, we are live. Okay, good evening everyone. I am sort of back. What are we doing? Bear with me a second, just as I organise myself. I need to set the tablet up and make sure that we've got a stream of what we're doing, just so that if anybody chats to me, I know they're there. Okay, we need to do something very quickly. Info settings, ProMods. Add an S on that, save changes. And go to live control room. Make sure we're still here. Yes we are, but it says it's bad. It doesn't look bad to me. Okay, right. We are going to have a go at Euro Truck Sim 2. Brand new game to me. I'm level 4. I played a couple of hours just to get it set up and install ProMods 2.40, which has just been released a few days ago. I did borrow the game, so to speak, and play the game without ProMods for a day or two while I wasn't very well, and decided I was going to go out and buy it for myself. So I brought it in all of the main DLCs for it, installed ProMods, and we got the game here. We're in the middle of a job. I'm going to finish the job and we are going to buy our first truck. So let's see how this goes. Now, normally I'm a racer, hence GT Grandad and not trucking Grandad. But for the ones of you that don't know, I have a few health conditions, one of them being a bit of trouble with my heart, and lots of adrenaline isn't good for me. So sometimes I just need to chillax a bit and do something that's not quite so adrenaline filled. With the racing I do tend to get very involved, and I want to be the best and up the top, which I'm sure I'll do, but I've got to be careful what I do and how I do it. Let's just get this up to the cruise control is on. Okay, yeah, so this is a new game to me. I watched a couple of streamers playing it. Typical. Just put the cruise control on and lovely France pops up with yet another toll booth. So anyway, as I was saying, I'm very new to the game. I did play it for a couple of days in a borrowed copy. Brought myself a copy which I started today, installed the mods, just got everything ready so I can start streaming with it, and now seems to be a good time to do that. So here we are. We are streaming Euro Truck Simulator 2. This ProMods looks very good, I've got to say. I had some of the things that I downloaded yesterday before I brought it and installed ProMods. I can't use some of the mods for it, and I think ProMods is quite fussy with what other mods you put in with it, so I don't know if there's a mod compatibility checker or anything like that, similar to what they do in The Sims. I've got no idea. If there isn't, it would be useful if somebody made one. If there is, and anybody knows of it, please let me know, because it would be very, very useful to me. Well, like I was in GT Sport, I'm very green and new with this. But as I said, I watched a couple of other guys, YouTubers, streaming it. Clumsy. Oh, God love Clumsy. What a lovely personality that guy's got. And Squirrel. And there's another guy, I think it's Mark. Can't remember his name. Sadly, Mark something. But they're all having a stream of this, and it just looked relaxing and fun. Now, because of my heart condition, I had to surrender my driving licence, and I'm not allowed to drive on the road anymore. And driving, big part of my life. All my living was earned on the road. Did a lot of minicab driving, did a lot of chauffeuring, van driving, deliveries, all sorts of things. Primarily I finished my career as a chauffeur driving a wicked Bentley Flying Spur, which is a 4-door version of the Continental, but it's still like a full-on 200 mile an hour car. Loved that car to death, but sadly not allowed to drive anymore, so that's all out the window. But fortunately we've got computers, which we didn't have when I was a kid, and there's a few driving sims on, but real world driving sims I haven't really found any car ones other than racing. And I saw this on YouTube, as I said, and I thought, wow, that just looks so good. You know, the roads aren't 100% accurate, but the roads are the rules of the road are pretty good compared to real world. And you know, learning to drive on the left and on the right hand side depending on where you are in the world. So I've ended up with Euro Truck Simulator number 2, and yeah, to say I'm impressed is a bit of an understatement. At the moment we don't own a truck, we are doing, I think it's just quick jobs, but I've just got an email from the bank saying, hey, we can help you out because you're a regular earner. So as soon as we've done this drop, I think the next step is going to be getting a bank loan, visiting a dealer and buying our first truck. I already know it's going to be a Scania. I've tried most of the other trucks over the past couple of days, and I don't know, the Scania, I like the look of it. It's quiet, it's comfy, like the way it drives. I say it's comfy, it looks comfy. I like the way it drives. Yeah, so it's probably going to be a Scania, but because I'm a newbie still in the game, I don't know what mods it's going to let me have and to what extent I'm going to be able to customise it. But I think this could be a regular game for me to stream. It's a lot easier streaming straight from the PC, and I'm surprised actually my little laptop can cope with, number one, playing the game, but number two, streaming the game as well. I did a couple of trial runs with recordings and it all looked good, and I'm looking at the stream now on my tablet and it's looking pretty damn good. My laptop temperatures look pretty good. I'm going to say it's a laptop, it's an MSI gaming laptop. It's 4th generation i7, GTX 980, 32 gigs of RAM, so it's quite a capable little laptop, but a laptop nonetheless. And although I say it's got a 980 in it, it's the mobile variant, which is a much smaller card and not as powerful as the desktop 980. But the MSI, God love it, and I really do, it's my lifeline, that computer. He's doing really well with this. I think we've got it set up on the high graphics, not on ultra. I tried it on ultra, but I got a little bit of stuttering then. Not so much stuttering, but it's like a bit of lag in the game. It's sort of like graphics slow down for a second and then you quickly zoom to where you should have been and all the rest of it. But the game looks pretty on these settings, running pretty smoothly. Now, some of you will have noticed that I've got it set on automatic. Reason for that, I didn't really want to put the gearing on the paddle shifters because, I don't know, what's the speed limit here? What am I doing? 31. I didn't really want to put the gearing on paddle shifters. Although it works, it just didn't seem quite right to me. And if you've got a gearbox with low ranges, then the problem you get then is that you pull away in the low ranges every time and you end up having to fight your way through 12 or more gears. So I thought I'd leave it on automatic. I've got plans to get the shifter to go with my G29. Is it the HKS they call it? I want to get one, but damn, it's pricey for what it is. I mean, it's a gear knob with 2 switches on it. It's like 140 quid or something, and I mean, sorry, but for my budget, because I'm not allowed to work and I rely on state gratitude, benefits, whatever you want to call them, although I've paid for that all my working life, obviously it doesn't give me a lot of money and I can't afford to pay out 150 quid plus for a gear stick for a game, or a gear stick add-on for a game. So that's going to have to wait. I don't know quite what we're going to do about that. I'd like to have it. I mean, I'd like to play the full sim and like, manual gearbox, all the rest of it, but for the time being, an automatic gearbox will have to do. I don't know because I've never really driven trucks, but I'm sure they do make automatics. We shall see. Alright. You'll notice I've still got this damn cough. It just won't go away. And to top that off, the last couple of days I was suffering with food poisoning. That's all cleared up now, so apologise for not streaming. It's been quite a few days, but I mean, trust me, if I could do it, I would have been doing it. But sadly, just really wasn't going to work out. Anyway, I hope everybody's well. Right, 70, I think it's 43 miles an hour. Can't really see the speedo on this truck. It's in the middle, but it's not very clear. What we got left on this? I'm really looking forward to buying a Scania. 286 miles. Sounds like a lot, but in this game, oh, he's broken down. In this game, that's not very far at all. And a couple of days that I borrowed the game, I borrowed the game. And a couple of days that I borrowed the game, I clocked up quite a few thousand miles and quite a few unlocks, and that was enough for me to decide, yep, I want the game. Very nicely, my wife this morning turned around and said, "You know that game you like? The one that's not racing?" I went, "What, the one with the lorries?" She went, "Yeah, so you can get it if you want." So Very grateful to her, because she deals with all the money. Can't remember the last time I saw a pound note. I don't even know if they're in circulation. I know there's coins, but no, pound notes went out ages ago. I just don't deal with money. I very rarely leave the house. I don't go shopping. If I buy anything, it's all done on the wife's credit card and delivered. Oh, we're speeding. I don't want to be speeding. Yeah, so anyway, I quite enjoy this. It's a relaxing game. It can get stressful. Some of the parking they want you to do is, you want me to park it where? And I still haven't got used to turning the wrong way to go in whatever direction you want to do, reverse. I never really, in my driving career, I never really had to carry trailers, never even towed a caravan or anything like that, so not something I've experienced before. But no, we like this. Keeps me busy, keeps my mind occupied, keeps me out of trouble. Good for brain ache when you're dying of boredom. And, oh, don't hit the brakes. You don't need to hit the brakes like that. But the one thing that this game does, and other driving simulations do, is it sort of like combats my urge that I want to drive all the time, because that's what I've done all my life. And when I surrendered my driving licence, at the time I didn't think it was going to be a big deal, but let's put the cruise control on again. We're at 56, set it at 55. Yeah, so it says surrendering my driving licence. That was a hell of a change for me. Took away all sense of freedom. Blah blah blah. No, with the heart condition that I've got, it was the right thing to do. I would not be able to live with myself if I had an accident and wiped somebody out, you know. If anything happened to me, I wouldn't bother about it. I probably wouldn't know about it. But, you know, God forbid if I was to wipe out a small family in a car or something having a heart attack at the wheel, I'd never forgive myself, so surrendering the driving licence I think was the right thing to do. Oh, tea! Almost forgot I had that. Oh, the other thing I've done on this, I've turned off the fatigue simulation, so I haven't got to worry about planning rest stops or anything else. I will put it back on, but I want to earn some money, get my own truck, get back up to the stage that I was on the borrowed game. My blooming chest. Yeah, so I want to get back to the stage that I was on before. No, I'm trying to take a little shortcut without cheating. I did think to myself, I could sort of like cheat the levels maybe, or cheat money. And I decided against it. Cruise control, Orion 55. And as quick as possible, I want to get my truck back that I had on the other one, because it was bloody brilliant. It would tow like 40 tons and still pull and accelerate. Stopping could be a problem sometimes. So somebody who's got a driving bug, like I have, who can't drive, relaxing, easy going, game looks brilliant, it drives well. For gamer muscle, there's plenty of front end feel, although he probably wouldn't like the braking. I think there's an online mod you can get for this. I don't know nothing about it yet. I'm going to have to research that, because that sounds like it could be fun. Does help if I turn the mic up on at all. I was going to say, so far on this profile, I've had no accidents, no incidents. Can't say that for the other profile I had. Oh dear, hang on one sec. Let's turn my desktop fan on for a minute. I'm getting very hot all of a sudden. Well, anyway, hopefully the stream looks good. The sound's okay. I can check the sound actually. Let's do that. Let's turn my desktop fan on. Yeah, you can hear me. I think you can hear the game. Just for a minute I thought I'd turn cruise control off, but no, it's simply struggling to get up this hill. Not a problem I had in the Scania. No, please do excuse my chest. Whenever possible, I quickly whip over to my little mixer and turn the microphone off. But time is in game 16:50. I don't need all the lights on. I like to have side lights on. If nothing else, it helps to read the dashboard. Anyway, going back to the game, as you can see, it looks pretty fine. I mean, 2012 this was released, so it's not a new game by any stretch of the imagination. Still seems to hold its... Whoops, we've got to come off here. Still seems to hold its price quite well on Steam, although I got it from a discount website that I use. Well, I had to go to two. I got most of the game from a site called Instant Gaming. Never ever had a problem with them. I had one key for a Sims 3 game that didn't work. Got in touch with customer services. Within 15 minutes they'd given me a new key. It was working. On another occasion, again with the Sims, there was a key that wasn't working. I got in touch with them. They said there's absolutely nothing wrong with those keys, with that key. They said do us a favour, get in touch with EA. I got in touch with EA and EA sorted the problem out. So Instant Gaming website, it's got to be legitimate if I can get something off of there, and EA are quite happy to honour it and say no problems with that at all. But Instant Gaming didn't have all the expansions. The Italia expansion was missing. I think I got that from g2a.com. Speed limit, we're on 50. Cruise control time. It's amazing, you know, I can sit down for hours playing the computer and my chest pretty much leaves me alone. As soon as I come onto YouTube and start talking a bit, and I start to have problems. I don't know what that's all about. I blame YouTube for a lot of things. With GT Sport, generally as soon as I start the stream on GT Sport, I forget how to bloody drive the thing. And my laptops fall off. My lap times fall off very, very quickly, and my driving goes to crap. Fortunately with this, we don't have to worry about lap times. There are delivery schedules and you get fined if you're late. But because I'm not using the rest stops at the moment and I've got the fatigue disabled, that shouldn't be a problem. Ooh, what's going on here? Whoa! I just hit that signpost. Incident number 1 live on YouTube. Typical. Move over. Damn cars want all the road. And the lorries as well. I might have to adjust the brakes in the options. There's a brake sensitivity setting. Because at the moment I hit the brakes and it just comes to a complete and almighty halt almost instantly, down to 0. Brakes at the moment are very sensitive. We are 56 again, 45, 50, 55 in cruise control. Need to move over. Oh, they're letting me go. More fool them, because this is struggling up the hill. I know I said that 200 and something odd miles wasn't very far, but it isn't in game in a lorry that picks up speed decently, but this thing struggles up hills. I think we get a nice loan at terrible interest rates that wants to be paid back daily economy on this game sucks. No, it doesn't really, it's alright. In case if I can't find something to moan about with the game, so I'll make something up. The economy, it sucks. No, the economy's alright, but it's like any other game. You know, it's a grind. An enjoyable grind in this case. I'm quite surprised. I said this was released in 2012 and it's still got a huge following. Things like ProMods still very active. So it was only a couple of days ago, I believe, that this was released, 2.40. ProMods, I'm not 100% sure completely what it does. I know it rearranges roads and junctions to make them resemble more the place that they should do. Wipers, what else does it do? I think it adds in real company names and trucks. So rather than just getting generic trucks, you'll get things like sort of like IKEA and Tesco's I've seen in this so far. So that's pretty good. The only thing I found with ProMods, one of the other little ones they do was things that go inside your truck, and that seemed to be missing. Sorry, not missing, it didn't work. If I had that in the mods folder, the game just crashed as soon as I started it. No, it reckons it's for this patch. I'm not sure what's going on there. Not sure ProMods will sort that out quick enough. Right, absolutely disgusting weather. We're still in this 50 limit. I've just taken it off the cruise control because we're rolling up behind these slow trucks and we're not that far away from the destination. I don't want to go into a long overtaking move in a slow lorry just to find that I've got to turn off from my destination in 30 seconds. We'll just cruise along behind this one. Aeroport. Ooh. And there's a plane taking off, just disappeared into the clouds. The attention to detail in this game, in some ways, is absolutely fantastic. You'll get things like fighter jets buzzing by, planes landing, taking off, roadside incidents. I'm not going to spoil it for everybody and tell you what they all are. I've probably not seen them all myself anyway, but there's all sorts of breakdowns and things occurring on the road. Oh, the one thing I did turn off the fatigue, but I left the police thing on. So if I get caught speeding, I still get tickets, have to pay the fines. Oh, there's another plane taking off. Yeah, as I said, I'm just sort of trying to do a shortcut to build a profile up a bit and get into a decent truck. be happy then. I'll be able to freely roam around at the map. At the moment, because I don't own a truck, I can't free roam and sort of really pick and choose my destinations. God, this truck is slow. Oh, where are we? We're at Brest. Is it the left breast or the right breast? Is there two Brests in France? Or is it Brest? Oh, I don't know how French pronounce things. How the French pronounce things. Brest discovered. You have reached first base. Congratulations. No, it's not that kind of show, honestly. Oh, somebody's watching. Hello. Welcome. No, they've gone. I scared them away. Anyway, very new YouTube channel. Very new indeed. Only got 15 subscribers. If I get more, I'll be very happy. If I don't get more, I'll be a little bit sad, but not heartbroken. With the racing, I like to stream games because, you know, if you're learning a track or you're trying to get a particularly fast time around a track, it's a good idea to be able to look back at what you've done, and you know, you can analyse your own driving and work out, you know, where you think you can gain time and whatnot. Absolutely no benefit to me streaming this whatsoever, other than why not? Yeah, it's right. I notice some people have got fancy head tracking units and whatnot, but I'm restricted to a mouse, a keyboard and a G29, and although the basic lorry controls are all very good and all on the wheel, I can have some look controls on the wheel like that, but that's not really suitable all the time. So where we're going, we are turning right at the traffic lights. I've seen the retarder comes on automatically on this. I don't mind that. No, hang on. I can't go down there. Okay. So perhaps I've got to drive across the carriageway to get into the freight yard. Where is it? There's an entrance there. That's unusual. Decide who we're going to cut up in the process. Oh, come on, lorry, accelerate. And where's my drop-off point? It's going to be around the back somewhere. Here we go. An attempt at reversing. Oh, not something I'm particularly good at. Oh my god, you want me to go where? I'm going to have to reverse this the whole way over. Might end up going top-down view to do this actually. Right, which view is that? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no. What's the difference between 9 and... oh, 9 is next camera. Ah, there we go. That's not going to help me at all. I have not got a clue. I don't know how to move the camera about on this. I can't see where the actual parking space is. I might cheat this parking actually. All I was going to do is reverse up to it and sling it in, but that didn't quite work out somehow. It's over there. I wonder, can I get to it from that way? I'm sure I'm probably making this a lot harder than what it needs to be. Oh, right, okay, I want to go that way, so I need to turn the truck that way, I think. No, I always get it the wrong way round. Right, what the actual... Stick your head out the window, hit the brakes before you hit that thing. It would be a lot easier to hit the cheat button, press enter and finish off delivery, but if I'm ever going to learn how to do this, I got it the right way this time, then this is the thing that confuses me about lorries and parking. Right, so we go that way. No, we don't. We go that way. Ugh. What a complete and utter mess I am making of this. Now, where's that top down view? That one. So, if I go that way, no, it's that way I'm gonna go. Thank you. And straighten the cab up and start bringing it around. Good God, I am making an awful hash at this. End of day, it don't matter too much. I kind of don't want to make it too easy, if that makes sense. I want to have a bit of, no, get in that way. What a complete hash. You know what? That says it's good enough. It's good enough. Oh, excellent. Alright, so what level are we? Level 4, level 5. I'm an enthusiast. Right. Unsigned skill point 1. Can I not do that and that? No. I think I prefer long distance to that. So, for the moment I think we'll do long distance and apply that. Now we need to go to the bank. How much do we need to borrow? I think we might as well borrow that. God, wouldn't it be nice if it was that easy to borrow £350,000 in real life? Do you really want to go to Manchester? Yes. Right, what can we have? 9, 10, 11, 12. That's the one I want. Will it let me drive that? Scania S high roof. What's that? 275. Can we customise it? Customise configuration. Oh no, available from level 25. It's not going to let me buy it. Oh no, please. I'm going to cry. I can't get the truck I want. Can we have that? That's level 14. Customised configuration. What can we do with this? Can't do anything there. Can't do anything there. 370 horsepower. There's nothing in one of those. 12-speed retarder. I think we're going to want that. Interior. I think we're going to do most stuff in Europe, so we're going to make it a left-hand drive. Paint jobs. Nothing available. No. No. Pretty-ish. I think I'm going to have that, mainly because of the fading. Right, accessories, what are we allowed? Nothing there. We can have a light bar. Let's go with the... feather round lights actually. Middle one. Maybe we'll stick a horn on it. Can't do anything there. That'll do for that. Nothing there. My God, it won't let me. Oh no, he's not going to let me have all the nice stuff. Bull bar. I've got to have a bull bar, haven't we? More spotlights. Do like plenty of spotlights. Okay, what have we got down there? Plastic, low plastic, no lamps, low plastic. What's the difference between that one? That one's lower. Let's have that. We'll have one of those. Everything's locked. Everything is locked. Hang on, did I do that the right side, the right way? That's the left side. Yes. Makes a change. Left side. Right side. Strobes. Don't want strobes. Normally little lights you can put on there. I can't have them yet, so I'm not going to bother with those. Wheels. Don't think I'm going to bother with those until there is something nice that I can do with them. Can't do nothing there, can't do nothing there. Painted and plastic. No. I'm not just going to burn money, not when I'm trying to get somewhere. Like that, that'll do. Do that. Ooh. Yeah, let's have some of that. Change the tread plates. Right, I didn't do the tyres on that, did I? No. I think they're more economical. Presumably it does that side automatically. Yes, 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 yes. That horn just does not look right to me. So it's going to get replaced by a fog light. Okay, so original price, confirm. Purchase. Please come again. Okay, so we have our first truck. And it's peeing down with rain. Now, should I photo studio? Do I take a photo of my new truck? I think we do. How's this camera work? Up, down, and with camera. I want to get a what? I want to get a nicer shot of it. Of my new truck in the pouring rain. That will do. Something for the memory files. And escape. We're done with that. Right, job market. Freight market. So, where are we? We are in London. Now, I did notice London has changed considerably with ProMods. So much better. I don't remember seeing the North Circular, for example, in the first, in the one I was playing. Right, we've got all that money left over. I thought that truck was going to cost me far more than that. Right, what do we want to take? 17 tons of sausages. that's a nice long job to get started. What's on this page? 21, 20, 15. You want a nice paying job? Oh, what's up here? Iceland? That's got to be in ProMods because that... I think we're going to do Iceland. Yeah, that must be ProMods because I don't remember that being there. My God, what a... ProMods must have done one hell of a lot of work to this. Right, Ray, or... yeah, I can't even pronounce that. Right, let's go. Deliver sausages. I've suddenly... yesterday when I was playing on a borrowed copy, I had to press the start button once and the engine started. Now I have to press it twice. Right, engage. Handbrake was already off. Ooh. Who put that there? Actually, there was something I meant to get, although I'm not sure if I could have got it at my level or not. What did I hit? I don't think I hit anything. Right, what are we? We're England, but we're driving a left-hand drive, so we've got to drive on the left. Caravans, never seen them parked up before either. Alright, not got very far to go to pick up the load. Quickly nip in front of that truck. £50-mile-an-hour limit, and our package trailer should be somewhere down here. Right, hit enter. Confirm what job we're going to do, which is the sausages to the place that Ray or Future, God knows how you pronounce that, honestly. Right, where's my truck? Where's my truck? Where's my truck? There's my truck. Trailer. I'm in my truck. No, I think I've got advanced trailer coupling on. No idea what the difference is between that and normal coupling, other than maybe it's a bit more fussy. I'm not sure. But a hole-in-one. Talking about hole-in-one, on the news the other day, did you see that guy who had the hole-in-one challenge? He had 500 balls to get a hole-in-one. I think it was on the 240th ball he got the hole-in-one. That's not the incredible bit. The incredible bit was his celebration. Oh my God, did it make me giggle. That was one happy man. That was got to be one of the best celebrations I've ever seen before. Oh dear, really made my day when I saw that. I try to avoid the news normally because it's all bad bloody news, but you know, oh my God, that guy was ecstatic. He was running up and down the fairway, screaming, shouting for joy. No, that's not good. I can't see nothing. Well, there's anything there, they're going to have to beep because I can't see them. Trailer's all right on the back. A couple of people watching. Good evening. Welcome. I'm not used to having company, so yeah, I think we'll go and get in the right hand lane now, and we'll cut that car up behind us because we can. Put quite simply, we're bigger than you are, so go away. And the lights change as I'm drinking my tea. That's about normal. Yeah, so the only thing I'm really missing is this bloody gear stick thingy. HKS or whatever you call them. I don't know, because I've never been in the trucking industry, but I'd like one of those eventually. Right, okay, we are going down here. It looks clear. ProMods. Well done. Because this does actually look like Britain now. Whereas it didn't before. So, oh God, I'm going to have to guess this. Oh no, you can see something in that mirror. That's alright. We should be clear. Right, the place with no name. So presumably we got to go up towards Scotland or something. To get rid of this thing. Well, the good thing is I've got all the money I want for upgrades. The bad thing is I haven't got the level for the upgrades, so this is going to be where the grind comes in. Jasper, hi, dude. Yeah, fine. Thank you very much. Hope you're well and feeling good. I've got a tablet up so I can see if anybody chats to me, and sometimes I forget to look at it, and I've just noticed that come up now. So yeah, but no, good evening. I'm having a great deal of fun playing with this. I'm a complete noob at it. ProMods, which we installed today, have done an awesome job. I was saying before, I was playing a borrowed copy, as I call it, for a day or so to decide if I liked it, and did. And driving through England, I mean, first impressions of the game, I was impressed with it, you know, and then after playing it for like, say about 24 hours worth of gameplay, I came to the conclusion that every country sort of almost looked the same. There wasn't a great deal of difference between sort of like Italy and Spain and all the rest of it. Well, not Spain, because I don't think Spain's in it, but you know, there just wasn't a great deal of difference. But now, after putting ProMods in, England looks like England. The road signs are right. The road layout seems to be a lot better than what I remember it was. Oh, green light. I don't have to look, it's green light. M1, the north in Watford. Oh. Oh god, this poor engine's struggling. Was there anything playing on a... Oh, you're new to the game as well, Jasper. Well, congratulations, I think you've picked a bloody good game. First bit of information I can give you is you want ProMods 2.40. Just Google it, but make sure you get it from the ProMods site. You can do a fast and a slow download of it. The slow download's in about 6 or 8 parts. I paid 90 pence or €1 and got the high-speed download of it direct from them, which I think is probably the best way to do it, and it makes a very good game. Incredible. And I haven't seen much of the changes yet. I've only been playing for a few hours, literally, since putting the ProMods in, but you know, certainly the changes it's made are just excellent. I mean, Britain looks like Britain, it feels like Britain, the road names or road numbers are right. Although it's on a smaller scale, I mean, I'd like to be able to drive through Oxford Street, to be honest, in central London, but it's not going to happen because, God, can you imagine building 100% copy of Europe? It would be a very nice feat if you could do it, but I don't think computer technology is quite up to that yet. Right, let's overtake this one. That car's going to back off and let me pull out. Cruise control is on, I think. It's on now. I can't see my cruise control speed set up on this one. Where are we? This is annoying. It's there somewhere. Well, it's 60 anyway, so set it to max and it'll truck along at 56 mile an hour before the limiter kicks in. I don't really know much more information I can give you about this. You want ProMods. The one problem I will say about ProMods is that a lot of the other mods don't seem to work with it. But you know, other than paint jobs and stuff like that, I don't think you really need much more. Oops. Don't know what happened there, a little muscle twitch. The multiplayer side of it I've got no idea about at the moment, Jasper. I've not got it installed or anything. I don't think multiplayer comes naturally with the game. I think the multiplayer is a mod. Somebody will have to correct me if I'm wrong with that. But I'm pretty sure the multiplayer is a mod that you can get, but you've got to have a legit version of the game because it uses Steam or something in some way to do it. But multiplayer is something I want to have a look into. First stages for me really are getting my own truck together, which we've just done, but then getting it customised so it can do heavy haul and all that sort of stuff. And then whilst I'm on my downtime and not playing, I'll start looking into multiplayer and God knows what else. Unless multiplayer's in ProMods, I don't know. I just haven't actually seen the multiplayer part of it yet. I've seen multiplayer online, and decided that's where I want to go, but I want to, as I said, I want to get up to a certain level before I get there. To be honest, I'm still in shock that my laptop plays the game and lets me stream it at the same time. It's a gaming laptop. It's a few years old now. It's GTX 980 and an i7 Haswell, which I think is 4th generation. Right. It's nice that it all works on my laptop, which I wasn't sure about, which is why I didn't buy it straight away. I got a borrowed copy just to... Oh god, it's come to a halt again. What's going on? I got so used to like 700 horsepower engine. Now suddenly I'm stuck with one under 400 horsepower. And it is so blooming sluggish. Ah, shit, I should have turned off there. Bloody hell. I was this bad in real life, to be honest. Always missing my turnings. I hope the next junction is not too far up the road. What a donut. I'm guessing that was the M6 that I've just missed. The sat-nav's kindly rerouted me. Donut. I can't believe I did that. I used to do it in real life as well. I'd be so busy talking to a passenger or something, and go, whoops, missed my junction. Going back to the mods thing anyway, I would imagine ProMods you can do multiplayer. I'd be surprised if they didn't include the ability to. Now my only experience of modding comes from playing The Sims 3 and 4, and the reason why mods conflict is basically they use the same memory addresses, the same locations. So let's say, for example, ProMods changes a lot of the truck liveries, so some of the other truck livery mods are going to conflict with it. But I can't think a reason why ProMods would stop you from going online. But to be honest, the mod section on the game, I'll show you quickly. It is so quick to turn on and off. Let me just quickly go save current game. That'll do, week 1. Then, where are we? We go to profiles. Right, you got your mod manager here. And mod manager, literally, you just double click it, it turns it on or off. ProMods installs all this lot. I think that one I got off of Steam. That seems to work okay with ProMods. I've not had any crashes or anything. And that one I got off Steam, and it seems to work with ProMods. So certain ones are going to. But if you have a problem, you can install mods and turn them on and off so quickly that I wouldn't be concerned of whether it conflicted with it or not. If I wanted to play online, I've just got to go in there and quickly turn ProMods off, which is very quick to do. This is the thing I don't like. When you start a game, you start from a dead start. Whereas if you just quickly press the escape key, go into the menu like that, and then go back to drive, when you go back to drive, you're still moving. But if you actually log out of your profile, or have to turn the game off for any reason, you'll always come back at a standstill, whether you're in the outside lane or wherever it is. Fortunately, it takes us traffic a few seconds to spawn in, so you can get going before anything rear-ends you or whatever. How does it they show me on this dashboard? I'm missing it somewhere. I can't actually see it showing me what I've set the cruise control to. Birmingham, Sheffield, I don't want Birmingham. No, but I'm going to be honest, the multiplayer side of this, yeah, I will be looking at that and getting that set up pretty quickly. I'll probably research that later tonight when I'm laying in my bed or something. I'll get the tablet out and read up on it, watch YouTube videos on how to set it up, all that lot. Of course, now I've got this as well, I'm probably going to want to get American Truck Sim. It does make a nice change from racing games all the time. Sort of poodling about in a 20-ton truck or whatever. I'm just wondering if any truckers actually play this or if they're sick of trucking. Oh, we're on a speed limit of 50. That's alright, we're 49. Alright, put that back on. $176 miles on the clock. Try to think what tunnel this is. Right, we're turning off. I'm not going to miss this turning. Yeah, the American one looks really good. I quite fancy that. Decided Euro Truck Sim was going to be the first one. The American Truck Sim will be on the list of games to buy. As long as along with this HKS gear stick is... I mean, the automatic works well enough, but for me, having it on automatic or using the paddle shifter seems to take a lot out of the game. I mean, half of truck driving is constantly changing gear. You know, whether you're going uphill, downhill or whatever, but I can't believe the price of the adapter for the shifter. You know, I mean, I've got to buy one for the G29 anyway, but that's like, what, 30 quid? Yeah, thank you. Yes, that's like 30 quid, but then, you know, they want, I think it's 150 quid or something for this HKS shifter that screws onto the top of the G29 one. And literally it's a gear knob with 2 switches on it. So that's a lot of money. Whoops. Pay attention, I'm trying to read the tablet. Wheel to start out with. If you've got a PlayStation, a G29, if you've got a Xbox, the G920. The reason for saying that, the G29 on Amazon at the moment, without the gear stick, is under 180 quid. The nearest equivalent wheel that I would want to own to that would be the Logitech T300, I think it is, which is over 200 quid more. And to be honest, the pedals that come with the Logitech aren't as good. The Logitech wheel itself is probably slightly better. Sorry, get this right. The Thrustmaster T300. The Thrustmaster wheel is probably a little bit better than the G29. The pedals are worse, but it's almost double the price, and it's not doubly better. My only downside with the G29 is that it can get a bit rattly, and sometimes it can feel a little bit clunky. But you know, I know some of the fastest drivers on GT Sport that use the G20. Well, one of the fastest ones still uses the joypad, but I don't agree with that in driving games personally. But some of them are still using G29s. One of them's using a G27 with a converter, so the PlayStation recognises it. And it's just very capable. The pedal set is absolutely excellent. The G29, plenty of controls on. You got a nice red wheel which you can use for your retarder. Big enter button I use for start and stop. You've got enough switches on it that just about every control that I need for the lorry I can program in on it. But yeah, definitely I would go with the Logitech G29 as my first wheel. If I had more money and you know money wasn't an option, so it wasn't a problem, I would go for the CSLLE, the Fanatec wheel with the brake mod, the pressure brake mod. I can't remember what the damn thing's called now. But if I had the money, like it's about it'll probably work out about 600 quid with the brake mod. That would be the way I would go, Fanatec. Honest, simple truth of the matter was, when I went out and bought the G29, which wasn't very long ago, literally a couple of weeks ago, it was all I could afford. I can't warrant really spending 600 quid on a steering wheel to play games with. But that doesn't mean that I still don't want one. You know, but if I spent that much money 2 weeks ago on a steering wheel, the wife would have killed me. Yeah, sensible head G29, unsensible head Fanatec. The other thing with Thrustmaster, I've heard bad things about their customer service. The motors and the wheels overheating and burning out. So Hi Sam, welcome aboard. Ah, and you've subbed. Thank you very much, Sam. I appreciate it. I'm a very new channel, so I was struggling for subscribers. I wonder what the funny noise was that I heard. I have to stop playing games to see what's going on with Streamlabs. I heard it. It was a case of, what was that all about? Did it come up on the screen? Subscription. I don't know if my alert boxes or anything are working on the stream. They should be. They're all set up. Well, thank you for joining me, guys. There's literally most people that's ever watched me at any one time. I mean, I can't think why anybody would want to watch me anyway, but I was saying earlier in the stream, I was recording my racing games because I'm quite critical of my driving, and I'd record my races and even my practice just so that I could work out where I could gain time on a track or where I was losing time and all the rest of it, and then analyse it and work out what I could do different. There's no reason for streaming this at all other than I got used to streaming the racing games a couple of weeks ago, and you know, might as well stream this as well. So where are you guys from? I'm in central London, literally in central London. I'm only about a couple of miles away from Westminster, so I'm within shooting range of your average politician. Most of them need shooting these days. It's going to make me crawl up this hill. Just not used to driving these things with such a small engine. My God, the mileage on this, 1,200 miles still. One hell of a trek. I don't want to come off the accelerator. Get out of the way. Only 45 miles an hour. I've never ever done 45 miles an hour on the M1. Probably more like 140 miles an hour. Oh damn. When I was driving on the road, I was an absolute lunatic. Whoa, I missed the speeding camera and got away with it. Yeah, I was an absolute lunatic on the road. Very lucky, didn't really have any accidents or anything like that in my driving career, but sadly I'm not allowed to drive anymore. I'm sure most of the world had a big sigh of relief when that was announced. DWE92, where do I know that name from? Oh, West Yorkshire, what a lovely place to live. Green countryside, fresh air. Northern birds. Don't feel the cold northern birds. Where do I know DW from? Game of Muscle, maybe? Are you a Game of Muscle watcher, DW? I do recognise that name from somewhere. My brain's not quite working at the moment. It is Game of Muscle. Did he send you over by any chance, or you just happened to find me? Oh right, I mentioned. Yeah, I didn't. I tend to sneakily try and mention that every now and again, but without actually sort of like trying to self-advertise. Um, if you get, I don't know how to explain that one. I don't mind talking about it, but I don't want to go onto somebody else's YouTube channel and sort of pretty much go fishing. I would consider that to be pretty rude. So, but I'm not afraid of talking about it. You know, that I'm a new streamer and got loads to learn and very small channel, but we've all got to start somewhere. But no, Game of Muscle, I love his channel. That's one funny dude. You know, sort of guy I'd like to go out for a drink with, you know, or socialise with. Oh dear. The last thing I need on this game is a sticker on the back of the truck saying, "How's my driving? Call 1-800. It's not been very good. I've missed my turn-ins. I lean forward to read my tablet to see what's been said and end up weaving all over the road. Yeah, I'm a member of his Discord. Whoops. Hang on. Let's just press escape quickly so I can read this. Let's have a look. Oh right, yeah. No, I've seen that, and I didn't know if that was the done thing. But yeah, no, if that's okay, I might go on and just put a little mention on the Discord. To be honest, Discord's something I'm very new to. It took me ages to work that out. And I'm sure it does a lot more than I know about currently. I think I've signed up to about 4 or 5 channels at the moment, and at one point it took me a while to work out how to change from one to the other. No, to be honest, I say, man, I'd like to go for a drink with. I don't drink either. I'm completely teetotal. Not for any other particular reason, other than when I was allowed to drive, I was always a driver for a living. And no, the last job I was doing, chauffeuring, driving the Bentley around, I'd say one of the richest people in London. He was probably close to one of the richest people in London. When I was driving around, you know, you don't go into work with last night's alcohol in your breath or whatever. And I think health-wise it probably doesn't agree with me these days. But yeah, no, GM's a nice guy. I happened across this channel one day by accident, not that very long ago, probably only a month or 2 ago. But he just makes me giggle, and there's something about him. I mean, there's got to be something about him. I sat through 3 episodes of watching him build that P1 bloody rig. I just found it hysterical. And just watching him trying to build that thing, you know, but 3 massive long videos doing that thing, you know, who'd have thought? If that had been me, I would have thrown that together in probably about 2 or 3 hours. You know, it would have been spanners, metal, nuts and bolts everywhere, and everything everywhere, but I would have got it done. And it amazes me that he can stop himself from doing something before it's finished. Because if I get a new toy like that, you know, the second it's come through the door, the box is open and I'm starting to build the bloody thing. And there's just no way I could I don't know how he does it. There's no way I could wait. It's a case of Oh, well, we'll leave it there for now, and we'll go and buy some floor sliders. No, what? Finish the damn thing. You can't leave it like that. But no, he's quite capable of leaving it. Yeah, the rig build. What an amazing video. I don't think P1 will be I don't think P1 will be sending that out to their customers to watch. I think they'll pick another YouTuber for that one. But, yeah, as I said, there's something about the guy to be able to sit there and watch him do that for, oh my god, no, it was about 6 or 9 hours in total. You know, there's got to be something about a person to be able to do that. Is my retarder on automatic on this? No, it's not, because I'm speeding. Don't want to be speeding. I've got no tickets yet. No, that's something I've got to do yet. I haven't got a rig yet. Well, I've got very little room where to put it, because everything that's here is in my bedroom, in front of the window, and about 2 foot behind my chair is my bed, and that's literally all the space I've got. So to build a rig is going to be difficult. Where are we on this damn thing anyway? Map. Where are we? Oh, between Newcastle and Edinburgh. My god. Long way to go. No, this game I find very relaxing. It's just wondering if I'm going to get bored with it. I mean, this is the difficulty with games. It's like, as I said, you know, if I get a P1 rig or something, I'll build it and I won't be able to stop until it's finished. And I'm a bit like that with games. I mean, I'll play a game for days and days and days and days and days, and then probably eventually get bored with it. Although that hasn't happened with GT Sport, but I've had to stop playing that for a few days because the adrenaline rate's too big for me at the moment, or something apparently. No, I don't think I'll get bored with this one. As I said, driving was always a big part of my life, and not being able to drive now, this sort of helps soften the blow a bit, and it's almost enough to get that driving bug out of my system. Yeah, this is Logitech G29 bolted to the desk. The other thing is I've got dodgy legs, and most of the sim rigs are quite low to the floor, which makes it very difficult for me to get in and out of. So I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to get a sim rig and jack it up on wood or something, or just buy a new chair and get rubber feet on it so it doesn't move around and whatnot. I mean, the chair I'm sitting on at the moment is I've had it for about 3 or 4 years, and it's getting quite uncomfy now. It's like sitting on solid wood on the bottom. I've got a wheelchair cushion on the bottom of the chair at the moment, so it makes it comfy, but it's not ideal. The only problem I can envisage is when I get the gear stick for the G29, I'm not going to enjoy having that on the table because of the positioning of it. if the mounting bracket was big enough, I'd put it on the arm of the chair, to be honest. I'm not sure if it's going to be or not. But I'll get the gear stick and then worry about where it's going to go afterwards. Look, you're another addictive personality. Yeah, I mean the P1 looks quite high, but God, the price of it. Yeah, in the elevated pedal position. I mean, the thing is, if you get a proper rig, even like sort of like chair muscle, you know, I think. Probably the easiest solution for me would be to build one. You know, get my son down with his saws and whatnot and build one out of timber, because then I can set the chair at the height I want, set the pedals at the height I want. Because the only downside to sort of driving at the desk at the moment is the seating position. It's not really what I would call a driving position. Although it's probably the right driving position for this, for truck driving, but not for sim racing. Especially with sim racing, I think comfort plays a big. Whoops! Nearly wrote off the Volvo. Never mind. That's what insurance is for. Yeah, so the position I'm in for sim racing is horrid, but for truck driving it's probably a good position right now. I will sort something out. I think, as I said, the best way is going to be to build it. I mean, buy a second-hand seat, sporty-ish one from a scrapyard, and build something around it. Because I had a play seat years ago, and the one thing I noticed with the play seat, although it was quite good and the seating position was good and all the rest of it, the chair got damn uncomfy after an hour or two of gaming. So, you know, I'm probably better off saving the money and getting a second-hand Mercedes seat or something and building something around it. Gaming chair, yeah, I mean, the gaming chair is just an elaborate office chair, really, isn't it? But it's probably what I'll end up getting is some sort of gaming chair, depending on which route I take. The other problem is if I get a sim rig, because I've got limited space. You know, I'll be happy when I'm driving with the sim rig, but when I just want to use the computer as a computer, then, you know, in case you have a keyboard on your lap and God knows what else, because I definitely haven't got the room to have a sim rig and an office chair. I've got to have one or the other, and I don't want to lose the use of the computer or make it awkward. Right, do I need fuel? No, plenty of fuel. Plenty of fuel. More roadside incidents. The things that happen on the side of the road in this game make me laugh, some of them. You know, all sorts of things. Jets falling off of lorries, you know, as in like fighter jets. Petrol tankers on fire. All sorts of shit happens. We're going to overtake this thing if we can. Come on. All 380 horsepower. attention. The other thing I'd like to invest in is triple monitors. I wouldn't be able to get the one I'm using is what is it? An Asus 31.5 OLED screen. It's a lovely screen. It's cheap. It's well, comparatively cheap for a computer OLED or the equivalent of that. I don't mind racing on a single screen. With this thing, you could either do with either head tracking or multiple monitors. So, what racing games you play in DW? What sort of things you playing in general? Are you sort of just a racer, or? I mean, it's like gaming-wise, I don't play many shooters, first-person shooters, because I'm absolutely useless at them. The other problem was as well, all the ones I've had previously, or the ones I've still got, are on PC, and I find the problem with first shooters on PC is the game's hacked within a week. Like Grand Theft Auto, I absolutely love Grand Theft Auto. Two big problems with it. One, you can't use the steering wheel unless you mod the game, and if you mod the game you risk getting banned. And the second one is, you can't go online into a lobby without a hacker or somebody who's got hacking tools on there. What the hell's that car doing? It's just reversed out of the petrol station. What the? Oh, that's different. It's not something I've seen before. Yeah, lost my train of thought. Yeah, so first-person shooters I have a problem with on the PC because, they sort of like just hacks feel and sort of aim bots and God knows what else, it makes it really difficult. And because of that, I bought a PlayStation, and then the only thing I ended up buying on the PlayStation was Gran Turismo Sport. I must get a Assetto Corsa for the PC. I had a choice today of getting that or this, and I picked this. AC mostly, bit of race room. Yeah, those BenQ monitors look absolutely great. Don't think anything's coming. Looking at the wide mirror. Yeah, I couldn't afford the prices of those. I was in a difficult situation because, I've worked hard all my life. I was always like working 12 hours plus a day, and then, I went through a series of heart attacks. I ended up I had about 7 heart attacks, and that killed work and everything else. And stupidly, I didn't have any savings or anything, so money's tight nowadays. I live well enough. My wife works, and I don't want for food or comfort, but when it comes to toys and things, I have to be selective on what I buy and how often. Yeah, no, AC I have got to get. It looks great. Everybody tells me it's probably the best overall. It's not even that pricey. I was concerned on whether my PC was going to run it okay. It's only a little, it's a gaming laptop, but being this is running as well as it is, I think it should be okay. Shouldn't be too many problems with it. If need be, I can always turn the graphics down a bit. The problem I've got nowadays though is like, if anything happens to my laptop, you know, if it sort of like blows itself up in 20 minutes or whatever, I can't think how the bloody hell I'm going to get another one. And not being able to work, you know, it makes me sort of like wonder about things like that. You know, previously if I wanted anything, I just did more hours work. Simple as that, you know. That's the thing with being a chauffeur, there was never any shortage of work. My boss didn't want me to run him around, there was always a friend of his that wanted something or another. So if I wanted anything, I just went out and worked for it, but I can't do that now. It's just a pain in the arse and really sort of limits what you can do and, you know, what you want to do maybe. But touch wood, my laptop's been as good as gold since the day I brought it. Well, apart from one of the SSDs stopped working. MSI was so quick at getting that repaired. That wasn't a concern. That's the only thing that's ever happened with it. It's been as good as gold, that laptop, since the day I brought it. Previously I had an Alienware laptop, and that was a pain in the arse. Central London, pretty expensive. Yeah, it is. You know, I mean, the place I've got a council place in London, which I'm very lucky. Not many people have these days. And you know, the rent I pay here, if I was to move, let's say to Birmingham, I'd probably save 150, 200 quid or more a month. You know, and that's just on the rent. You know, that's before you look at rates, travel. Well, travel I don't worry about. I leave the flat so very, very rarely these days that I don't have to worry about getting anywhere. It's only sort of like hospitals and doctor appointments and that sort of thing. The doctor's round the corner. There's nothing to worry about there, and the hospital's less than a mile away, so maybe two. Yeah, but London's generally expensive. I mean, I think even if you go into things like supermarkets and whatnot, I'm pretty sure outside of London stuff's cheaper to come by. I mean, if you shop in stores in London, the prices of everything are always sort of like inflated compared to everywhere else. I mean, if you live in London, you wouldn't dream of going shopping in Oxford Street or Tottenham Court Road, because, you know, a laptop in Tottenham Court Road is probably 300 or 400 quid, a good one, more than what it is on Amazon or something like that. But it's funny, Londoners don't really look at London, don't travel around London much, or don't look at London. You know, you sort of like, if you get any time to do anything or go anywhere, I think most Londoners prefer to get out of London. But I've got to say, I love the place. It's a love-hate relationship, but in general, I love London. I miss the countryside, which is where I sort of brought up.
Yeah.
I miss the countryside, but to be fair, with my health considerations now, I wouldn't be able to enjoy the countryside anyway, so it doesn't really make any difference where I live. But no, London's okay. I'm doubly lucky. I'm in one of the nicest parts of London. A little place called Primrose Hill, which is where a lot of films are made. They use the hill as a location, but also you've got lots of actors and people from the media that live around here, and I think there's 2 housing estates around there, so it's quiet compared to sort of like we used to live in just round the back of Camden Town, and that place was so noisy all the time, 24 hours a day. But here it's quite respectable compared to that. My flat, if it was on the private market and not a council flat, it would probably cost about £3 a month just because of the location. We were very, very lucky when we got this place. I'm pretty sure there's a way to change my display in this. I need to change my displays a little bit on the dashboard. South east was, so you're sort of like down. Nice, you got to be round sort of Essex, Kent, down that sort of part of the world. My son lives in Kent. He's got a nice little place. I like visiting down there as it goes. It gets me out of the house a bit more. Why do we keep speeding when I put this on? Should only set it to 50. That was 45. Sussex-Surrey border. Surrey's a nice place. Well, most of it. It's where most of the bloody politicians live. I went to, when I was chauffeuring, I went up to, well, my boss lived in Gloucestershire, and we had to go to Cheshire a lot. And compared to other counties that I've been to in the UK, they're sort of like practically polished. They don't seem to have immigration there. They seem to sort of like reserve the immigration for sort of like London, Birmingham, Manchester, Leeds, Liverpool, places like Surrey and whatnot, and Cheshire and Gloucestershire. They seem to, well, definitely certain towns, maybe not the whole county, they sort of like limit on how much immigration they have. Now, as it happens, I've got no problems with immigration whatsoever. I voted to pull out of the EU, but it wasn't on immigration. My reasons for wanting to leave the EU is because I don't believe in a one world government, and that's where the EU wants to head, into a one world government. Not only that, all the officials are unelected, so why would you want to go loosely from what we call a democracy to having unelected officials that make all the rules and whatnot. No, immigration I haven't got a problem with. Some of the nicest people I have met have come from God, all over sorts of places in the world. You know. Well, Inverness is discovered. I'm sure somebody discovered it before me, but nevertheless. Yeah, these ProMods people, they've added so much to this game. They've been working on it for 5 years or something. I can see why it's taken so long. Yeah, I don't even know if it's it could be generational. I mean, I'm 55. I have a big problem. I think the world would be a better place without politicians. I don't think the world needs politics at all. You know, if you want to, even to manage a country, you need administrators. You know, and administrators should be held accountable. I mean, politicians aren't held accountable. You know, so very, very rarely you'll ever see one get into trouble. I mean, I can see the benefits of a one world government, and you know that it would seriously cut the risk of wars if one organisation ran the world. That would be a positive. But you know, the negative side of it is the saying that absolute power corrupts, and I believe that's very, very true. And you know, if you put a small amount of people in control of the whole planet, you know, then they can practically do whatever they want, and everybody else just has to suffer the consequences. I mean, that's pretty much already what we've got, to be fair. You know, governments and politicians generally do what the hell they want. It's like they give us a false illusion. Like, vote for Brexit, but the vote didn't go the way they wanted it, and as a result, collectively, they've done everything they can to scupper it and stop it. So, no, as I said, my problem's not with immigration at all. It's just, I don't like the idea of this organisation wanting to control everything. And some of the rules they make are so silly, like hoovers, you know, vacuum cleaners can only be a maximum power. If my mains hoover ever breaks down, I've got no choice but to buy some sort of like silly plastic battery powered thing that probably breaks down after a year or so. And you know, that's just one example, but Europe's come out with some very, very silly rules and all the rest of it, and that's the side of it that I disagree with. But other than that, I'm generally easygoing. I do try and avoid politics these days, though, because politicians tend to make me so bloody angry. You know, I mean, we call them right honourable gentlemen, or they call themselves right honourable and whatnot, but they're anything but. You know, it's absolutely anything but. And they control things like education. Now, I mean, I'm not particularly well educated. By my own hand, not by anybody else's, but when you look at the school curriculum, things like Latin, for example, has been taken off the school curriculum completely. It's been that way for years. And I think when it happened, most people thought, I know, well, who wants to learn Latin anyway? You know, nobody uses it, blah, blah, blah. But then when you get older and you realise that 99% of the law in this country is made up from Latin. And Latin words that sound exactly the same as English words don't have the same meaning. So if you can't read Latin and you don't understand Latin, you don't understand and you'll never understand the law. And if you don't understand the law, then you can't protect yourself. So this is just one of the reasons why I'm against, governments and whatnot. I mean, education these days, I look at it as it's not really an education, it's an indoctrination into the system. And I just think the world would be a better place without the bloody system, to be honest. Anyway, enough rattling on about that. Let's turn my fan off. Yeah, no, I've got to find a way of changing my dashboard. Oh, a castle. Never seen that before. Blimey. God, when I was driving and chauffeuring, I used to live for roads like this. Chauffeuring was a great job because quite often I'd drop my boss off in Gloucestershire at like 2 in the morning, and then I'd have a drive back in a Bentley or a nice Mercedes, or at worst a Mini Cooper S, like one of the new ones, back to London to get home again. And it was absolutely brilliant early hours in the morning because I could just put my foot down and hammer it. And I've been quite lucky, and I was quite good with speed cameras and whatnot, and getting to know where they are, and quite selective at what times of day and night that I put my foot down. But I could do Gloucestershire from London to London, early hours, in probably about an hour and a half. It's a journey, it should probably take about 2.5 hours. It's no, I used to live for roads like this, nice little bends. Oh, Cooper S is a hoot. I never owned the Cooper S. I went out and bought the Mini Cooper when they first came out, the new Minis. BMW brought them out. I said to my wife, I'm having one of those. And she said, well, I can't afford one. I said, I don't care. I said, I will find a way. I'm having one of those cars. He hit the brakes as he pulled in front of me, the twat. And lo and behold, I think about 6-7 months after they came out, I got myself a second-hand Mini Cooper. Absolutely loved the car. Spent a fortune on it. Sports exhaust, short throw gearbox. What else did we do to it? I had it chipped and tuned. A couple of other bits and pieces done. Absolutely adored the car. Just throw that around London like you wouldn't believe. Oh yeah, I mean, London roads are awful. That was the one downside of having the Mini. It wasn't the comfiest car in the world, and run flat tyres because there was no real room in the boot for a spare. They all came with run flat tyres, and there's very little give in those. So if you had the sports suspension pack plus the run flat tyres on as well, you hit a pothole, oh my god, you feel everything. Almost like your teeth are going to shatter. But no, what a great car. I can't believe how well those cars turned in. When I went to buy it and I took it on the test drive, I had the poor salesman sitting in the passenger seat, and he took me up a few roads in the North Circular, and we veered off onto this side road, this little mini roundabout in the middle of the road. Was it? Well, yeah, a small roundabout anyway. And I said to him, "Well, hang on for a minute, because I wanna check the cornering on this thing." And I went around the roundabout about 5 or 6 times, turning in tighter and tighter as I went, and going faster and faster. And this guy had his claws dug into the dashboard, but I could not make that car lose grip round the roundabout. You know, I was waiting for it to maybe understeer or the back end to start coming out. Absolutely nothing. And that was the moment. It was a case of, right, no, I want the Mini. So yeah, no, we bought the Mini. But no, what an amazing car to drive. If anything, the steering's a bit too good on it. You know, sometimes you'll sort of react to something and you'll end up oversteering just because it's so quick on the steering. But oh, I love that little thing. Yeah, no, the sidewall cracker, I don't think I really had that problem. I I tend to change tyres in cars quite regularly, definitely well before they need to. Um, yeah, but the run flats, I mean, yeah, they're good in the sense if you haven't got to carry a spare around, but then if it's not for the information on the dashboard, half the time you wouldn't know that you've got a flat. Ugh, damn seagulls. Man, this game amazes me, it really does. It just looks so good. Hello, we've discovered a truck dealer. Except it hasn't told me that we've discovered a truck dealer. Another bloody old one. Oh, maybe I've got to go through that bit. There. Maybe ProMods put in one seagull too many there. Oh, that's an easy ferry to board. Bing! Enter. Oh my god. Torshavn or Stormness? I don't know where we need to go. Man. Man, I can't pronounce half the stuff on this map up at this end of it. What the hell? So we need to go looks Torshavn, something like that. Uh, Press enter to embark. 9 hours and 40 minutes on a ferry in the North Sea. Yeah, might want some travel sickness pills for that one. Yeah, I think it's all ProMods, mate. They've just released 2.40 and it is absolutely brilliant. Thurso. I'm going to double check it. I know there's only one destination, but no, Thurso's where we've just come from. Okay. Maybe I've got to drive out and drive back in again. Maybe that's the... Maybe that's the ticket. Unless there's another ferry, which it... Actually, yeah, it shows another ferry, so... One of the runs I did earlier before I turned YouTube on, I had to go to Ireland, and it made me go to the Isle of Man first. Hang on, what side of the road do they drive on here? It didn't say. I'm going to guess that they drive on the right. I'm guessing. Yep, looks like they drive on the right. No, I brought the game today. I watched a couple of other people streaming it, and I thought, oh, that looks relaxing and fun. So I went out and brought the game, and one of the videos I was watching was on ProMods, and it just so happens that it was released a few days ago. I think it was Squirrel I was watching, or Clumsy, one of the two, and they were saying that this new version of ProMods had just been released, and yeah. I mean, the roads in England I know have changed quite a bit. As I say, I was playing sort of like another version of the game before I brought it, and as you said, I don't remember seeing castles and all them sort of things, and certainly the roadsides in England weren't very good. It didn't really make me think that I was sort of like in whoopsie daisy, I've just killed a roadside. It didn't really make me think I was in England. But ProMods have done a hell of a job. I don't know what the other versions of it were like, but you know, this new version, I mean, this part of the map I don't even think exists in the base game. Unless I had to do something to unlock it, and I hadn't done so. I don't even think that part of the map existed. I mean, look at all this lot. Sure, that doesn't exist in the base game. Other parts of the map. Ireland, I don't remember being on the base game. And then you come down here. There's a little bit of Spain there, which I don't remember before. Italy I had in the other version, but I didn't have none sort of this lot. I didn't have Greece and God knows what else down there. So yeah, they've done a hell of a lot of work with this. Yeah, Squirrel. He's a funny character. I've only watched a couple of his videos. Funnily enough, I subscribed. I think it was last night when I was watching him. Where are we going to? One of them names. Got no hope of pronouncing those whatsoever. Oh my god. Well, we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. I mean, how do you pronounce that? See, always for Georgie. Yeah, there's a hell of a lot to it, and of course it's free. It's If you go to the main ProMods site, you can download it either in chunks, which is a completely free download, but may take a bit of time to do. I did €1 via PayPal, and it takes you to a quick download link for it, and literally downloaded the lot on, well, my broadband, which is pretty quick anyway. It took less than 5 minutes to download the whole lot. As I said earlier, the only problems I can find with ProMods is half of the mods that I was using before on the other version of the game, although it was the same game version number, don't work with ProMods. Literally, the game just snow. What the fuck? Excuse my French. I didn't know we had snow in this game. I've lost my train of thought now. Completely. Yeah, no, ProMods. I got the quick link to download it all, installed it. Problem, as I said, a lot of other mods don't work with it. I found some nice skins and AI traffic from, I think it's a modder called Jazzy or something, which are all great, but just don't work with ProMods at all. But, even saying that, I don't need the... Half the mods that I had were to change, like, make the liveries on lorry more realistic, like Heineken and IKEA, all that sort of thing. And ProMods does most of that anyway, so I don't really know what other mods that I would need. But no, literally, it's just, this stream is the first time using ProMods, first time I've seen it. So, oh, look at that, there's snow on the road, it's even kicking up snow on the rear wheels. Oh, how brilliant is that? So these game modders these days, take my hat off to them, they are so bloody clever. Yeah, this is Iceland. And I even can feel wheels spin from the snow on the ground. It is Iceland, isn't it? I'm not. What am I doing? No. Reykjavik. That's Iceland, isn't it? Yeah. Is it Iceland? My geography's absolutely terrible. Yeah, I think it's Iceland. Oh god, this lorry's going to struggle up these hills. And with this snow on the road as well. Yeah, I can feel it slipping underneath. You can tell there's something different with the... Oh, Gamer must have loved this. Plenty of front end feel. Yeah, no, modders these days, they're getting incredible. I mean, to a certain degree, modders are doing a better job than game developers. Yeah, getting wheel spin. I mean, I've done a little bit of basic modding. I used to play a lot of Sims 3 and Well, I played a bit of Sims 4. I got bored of that very quickly. Sims 3 I made, well, probably a dozen or so mods for, and did a bit of clothing and stuff for it, and you know, that's all well complicated for, you know, a numbskull like me. The modders who come out with stuff like this, I mean, this is, you know, bits of this, I'm having trouble working out what's actually base game and what's been added by modders. And I think the whole of this Iceland, or if it is Iceland, I think the whole of this is part of the mod. I don't think Iceland's in the base game. But I've got to say, it's the modding community that keeps gaming alive. It really is. You know, so many games would have died so very, very quickly if it wasn't for the modding community. It says I can do 50 here, but I don't really fancy doing 50 in snow in a 20 plus ton truck. Clear that way, clear that way. Whoa. Killed another road sign. I want to be points for killing road signs. I've never seen somebody on a crossing before either. Yeah, no, I don't mind. If it's basic stuff, I'll, let's go wide because we're going to turn right, and I don't really want to kill another road sign. It's a good excuse. Look at this. Yeah, fucking amazing. Oh, my French is getting bad, excuse me. 21 miles to go. I can't remember stopping and filling up, in which case I've done all of this on half a tank of juice. That's not bad. The other version of the game I was playing, I had a man truck for a while. MAN, whatever they call them. God, that thing went through fuel like you wouldn't believe. For Yetis. No, I try and keep my language down a little bit because you never know what age group's watching or will see the video in the future. But off camera I tend to be pretty blue, let's say, vocal. I've definitely got a dirty sense of humour as well, which isn't always PG. To change a couple of things. I need to change my dashboard, so I want the display different. I guess we're turning left here. I'm going to drop this off and probably end the stream. To go and see what I'm eating. Whoa, 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 whoa. More seagulls. I often have silly thoughts, like just now, wondering whether Icelandic seagulls can communicate with English seagulls, or do they speak a different language? Nonsense, really. This goes to show you the crap that goes through my skull sometimes. Indian tigers, can they communicate with African tigers? Is a roar a roar? Oh my god, where are we going to park this thing? Oh my god, choking to death. Oh, it's been a great couple of days. Yeah, got this horrible chest bug that's been around, well, living in me for about a month or more. Oh, look at all those spare cans over there. And food poisoning from a couple of days ago. No, wrong way, I've got to go that way. I don't know if I'll ever get the hang of reversing this. Although this lets me get away with it. I'm going to say, my respect for lorry drivers went up when I started playing this game. No, always going the wrong way. That's the way I want. That'll do. Job done. I'm alright, mate. I will survive. Anyway, I'm going to call it a day, well, a stream. I'm going to close this one down. Go and grab another cup of tea, something hot to eat. And I don't know, I might come back for another one, I'm not sure yet. But thank you very much for joining me. Really appreciate the subscriptions and the company. DW, it has been an absolute pleasure chatting to you. One of the main reasons I started doing YouTube was to meet more people, and it's just nice to, you know, chat a breeze, do whatever. So it's been an absolutely pleasure meeting with you. I know that I will bump into you on GM's channel again very soon, or even here. So anyway, that's me. I'm out of here. Take care. Thank you very much, and see everybody next stream. Now just got to find out how to turn it off. Nope. Alt tab. Oh.